Hey guys, so welcome back to Masterpiece with Nayla. Yes, just like how a dog chases his tail, we loop in our heads the same very way. Our mind feels like we're going in a fast car, 1,000 kilometers an hour, with no real destination in mind. It's exhausting, it's draining. I know, I've been there 1,000 times. I still do actually sometimes, but not to the extent of how I used to before. I'm sure you've also tried to overthink yourself into a better situation. But overthinking is the problem, and to overthink yourself into a better situation is definitely not the solution. So what I believe and what I do with my loud mind is actually the complete opposite of thinking. It's actually not thinking at all, but feeling. And I'll get back to that in a few. Overthinking pulls you away from reality, and that becomes the place where you analyze your past, present, and future, constantly nitpicking and beating yourself up for the things that you've done, last week or even last year. This feeling is called the monkey mind. It's a saying that is adopted from Taoism, and it is the feeling of feeling unsettled, confused, and/or restless. It is also part of your thoughts that is linked to your ego, which is definitely very hard to control. It's gonna take a lot of self-control to tame the monkey mind. So this is not an overnight process at all. In science, it says that overthinking may increase your chances of having a mental illness. It interferes with your problem-solving abilities, and it also interferes with your sleeping patterns. So back to what I was saying about the complete opposite of overthinking, which is feeling instead. I heard from a relative that when they feel uneasy, their therapist suggests that they should go back to their basic five senses and name five of each one of those senses. So when you see a color, you see blue, pink, and yada yada yada. And what that does is bring you back to reality. And that is a form of mindful meditation. One suggestion to address this problem is meditation. I do this a lot, I do it often, and I highly suggest it. So meditation helps you sit down and really listen to your body and what it needs. I believe the meditation actually helped Kobe Bryant reach his Mamba mentality, and I'm just gonna show you a snippet of it.
Just kind of listen to the self, and preferably would be in the morning as you start your day. I meditate every day. And I do it in the mornings, and I do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I think it's important because it sets me up for the rest of the day. You know, it helps me. It's like having an anchor. You know, it's if I don't do it, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the day, as opposed to being able to be controlled and dictate the day. Not that you're calling the shots on what comes forward, but the fact that I am set and ready for whatever may come my way. You know, I have a calmness about whatever comes my way and a poise, and that comes from starting the morning off with meditation. For me, it's really just listening to my inner self. I mean, that's basically it. Like you sit in silence, and you just allow these thoughts to come forward, and you get a chance to observe the self and things that may be lying beneath the surface that if you don't have that time to sit quietly on your own, you'll never pay attention to. You know, because if you think about it, the reality is we're paying attention to so many things that are going on around us. We're constantly taking selfies, we're constantly taking pictures to post on Instagram and all these other things, and we're constantly observing everything that's around us, but we don't take the time to really observe what's going on inside of ourselves. And that's what meditation is for me.
The next suggestion that I'm gonna give is the when to and how to let go. How do I know when to let go of a thought? If there's literally nothing we can do in that very situation, actually the reason that we overthink is to mentally prepare ourselves for the moment. And if you can't do anything about it right now, then chances are you should let that go. For example, if you're up all night thinking what you have to do next week, and basically that's fine because you're mentally preparing yourself, but if you find yourself going loop and loop and worrying about what you need to do next week, then you need to catch that and let it go. Now I will explain on how to let it go. Personal trainer was telling me that she would do exercises in her classes and train them on how to let go, basically. One way is to use items as metaphors. So for example, what she would do is tell her clients to take off this metaphorical item of all her thoughts and all her worries, take it off of their heads, put it down into the room, and walk out of the classroom. That helps them practice the act, basically. So what you can do is you can probably practice this at home. You could actually go to one of the classes of this therapist, which I would link down below, and you can actually maybe do this mentally. You can imagine yourself doing that in a room in your head and leaving that item in your head and just walking away. One mental relaxation training that I like to do, which I got from a book called The Mental Diagram, is to imagine that you close your eyes and you imagine that you're putting your hands around your brain and giving it a deep tissue massage. And you're getting all those little pieces under and really just massaging everything. And for me, I really felt that I was massaging my brain and it felt amazing. So maybe you should try that. That's all for today's video. I hope I taught you something or you learned something new today, anything at all. So it would be really great if you can give me a like and hopefully subscribe if you're into more mental health videos. I'll link the app below that actually helped me with getting the hang of meditation and all the other articles and therapists within Manila, and also therapists so that you can get maybe that class that I was talking about. All will be below, and hope I get to see you guys again in Masterpiece with Naila. So take care, guys. Bye.